There's a law in the Bible, and it says that you're to post these 10 commandments on your doorposts. I'm going to ask Teresa this question. Teresa, do you have on your doorposts and on your front gate, assuming you have a fence around your house, on your front gate, do you have the 10 commandments posted on your gate, and do you have the 10 commandments posted on your front and back doorposts? 3 signs. Do you have that? Teresa, if you're normal, you do not have any signs containing the 10 commandments on your doorposts. And I mentioned to you that in Deuteronomy 11, verse 20, and Deuteronomy 6, verse 9, 2 statutes in the Bible that require that you do that. You and Jean should have had the 10 commandments posted on your doorposts. I do. See, I'm a righteous Rosie and a goody two-shoes, and I have a sign on my front gate. I have one of those signs on my front doorpost and one on my back doorpost. Let me ask all of you boys and girls out there in Radio Land, is there something about that law that you physically are unable to fulfill? Is it because your hands have been blown off with a hand grenade in Baghdad and you have no hands with which to nail the 10 commandments onto your doorposts? Because if that's the case, you probably have a little better excuse. Let me ask you this. Assuming that your hands have been blown off, do you have a neighbor, a wife, a kid, a friend who could nail it up there for you? Boys and girls, I find it hard to believe, in modern 20th century or 21st century America, that you are physically, mentally, or in some way incapacitated and unable to follow that law. Now, I'll concede it's probably one of the least commandments, but remember what Jesus said about least commandments. He said if you want to be called great in the kingdom of heaven, you need to do and preach and teach these least commandments. He didn't say preach, he said teach. I'm not a preacher. I haven't been to seminary. Hell, I don't have any license. I'm a plumber by trade. I'm a general contractor. I'm a fair to middle carpenter. I'm a finish carpenter. Just like your husband, a carpenter. Now, if I can put those 2 signs up on my doorpost, Teresa, you can put those 2 signs up on your doorpost. And you will be in compliance with 1 out of those 759 statutes, judgments, and commandments. You will be in compliance with 1 of those laws. Now you've got 758 more. And Teresa, you got a driver's license, and you have more traffic codes, statutes, rules, and regulations in the North Carolina Traffic Code, for crying out loud, than you have in the entire Mosaic Law. So when somebody gets kind of snotty with me and they say, well, that's impossible and you cannot keep all those laws, I say bullshit. Can I get any plainer? Bullshit. Or as they say in polite society, bull manure or bull feces. But let's get down to where the rubber meets the road. The truth of the matter is, we're just normal, average, run-of-the-mill Christians. My Aunt Bessie was a Christian. Boys and girls, 95% of Americans are Christians, and I will bet you that Teresa and Jean would say, yes, we're good Christians and we went to church every Sunday. Or if not, we're at least casual Christians and we went to church twice a year on Christmas and Easter. Or maybe we didn't even go to church, but, we were Christians and we believed in God. I don't know. And not to be insensitive, I just want to point out that the word all means all. It means you practice all of this law. And maybe once in a while, there will be a violation come up. A storm came through, and a strong wind blew the sign down. That happened to me. I went out one time and on the front gate, and the sign was gone. I don't know if a storm blew it down or if some teenage kid came driving by and ripped down my sign. I don't know. But a couple of days went by and I went out and put a new sign up. The law requires that I have that sign. That's all. I'm just telling you, the law requires that you have a sign with the 10 Commandments on it on your gates and on your doorposts. I don't see anything about that law that is so difficult, boys and girls, that we just can't follow it. It's that we just don't want to. It's just inconvenient as hell, and it's more than I want to do today. Okay. Don't let me get in the way of your happiness and success. But when you get a bad result, don't get mad at God. Don't get mad at me. You get a bad result because you don't follow this law. And this is just one of the least commandments. God said, I want you to practice all these laws. Now, if you're sitting there saying, well, I'm not going to practice all of them, I'm just going to practice some of them. Okay. Then you're going to get some of the results that you want and some of the bad results that you don't want you're going to get. I didn't write that. I'm just a reporter. The word all is in verse 1. Hang on, I got to give you a reminder and we'll be back with more on this thing of has the law of God been abolished when we come back. Meanwhile, you are listening to the Law Hour, an editorial review sponsored by the Gordon Law School of Isabella, Missouri. And the Law Hour is heard 7 days a week here in the United States, worldwide over the Internet. If you'd like more information about the Law School and the Law Hour, please go to our website. Remember, that's georgegordon.org, georgegordon.org. The Law School teaches family law, tax law, courtroom strategy and procedure, business law, agricultural law, civil rights, and biblical law from the scriptural perspective. The Law School is a private, non-commercial, non-profit, non-sectarian law school, and it is open to individuals by pre-arrangement. The Law School conducts a homeschooling program for adults on compact disc. If you'd like more information, just call our homeschooling page or call it up on your computer, the homeschooling page on the website at georgegordon.org. Remember, the Law Hour website is updated weekly. It has our radio log schedule and archives. It can be accessed through our website at georgegordon.org. The Law Hour is carried worldwide over the Internet, and all of these Law Hour programs are archived on the Internet by title and date. Now, the Law Hour is an educational service brought to you in the public interest, and the Law Hour brings you timely reports on law, science, education, politics, religion, health, history, economics, news, and current events 7 days a week. The Law School offers a free 4-hour introductory CD package. Please be sure to order yours at 417-273-4967. Again, that's area code 417-273-4967. All right, the opinions, beliefs, comments, views, and expressions that you hear on this program are mine and mine alone. They don't necessarily represent the beliefs and opinions of the advertisers, sponsors, management, or staff of this network or of this local radio station. If you'd like more information about the Law Hour and editorial review, please go to our website. Remember, that's georgegordon.org, georgegordon.org, or you can call us direct at 417-273-4967. All right, we're talking about the law of Moses, the law of God. Has it been abolished and done away with? Well, all the Christians, all the preachers tell you it is. So I got a letter from this lady, Teresa, and I started to analyze the letter, and I said, you get bad results when you have bad legal practices. So I've been going through some of those, and I'm up to Leviticus chapter 26 and Deuteronomy chapter 28, and the very first verse of Deuteronomy 28, which is the benefit package. It says, here's what you're going to get. I'm going to give you all these benefits if you practice all of my laws.